Thanks for checking out this 4K review video. So this is the first time I'm doing something like this, mainly because a boutique label, a very new boutique label called Celluloid Dreams, who I actually was aware of before they contacted me, reached out and asked, hey, we're new. We released our first film a little bit ago. Would you be interested in getting this 4K and doing a review of it? And I was like, 100%. Because here's the thing, I was already aware of Celluloid Dreams, and I already had on my list on my phone this release to eventually get. So the fact that they sent it to me, thank you very much. And they also sent me a bunch of other stuff too. I'll go over all that stuff, and I'm going to talk about the release. I'm not going to talk about doing like an in-depth review of the film itself. I already have one of those on my channel, and I will link that down in the description so you can check that out. In addition, I will put the link for Celluloid Dreams on there, down there, and I will also tell you about pricing and stuff like that. So, first of all, let me just tell you, the release is The Case of the Bloody Iris. I am a huge Giallo fan. It is my comfort genre. I love it. I have a lot of Giallo and Giallo-esque in-depth reviews on my channel, a whole playlist for it because I love the genre so much. This is one that I had on DVD through Blue Underground. So when this was sent to me, I actually pulled out my DVD from Blue Underground and looked at it, and it looks not great. Like, literally, when you're watching this, it wobbles. The film actually wobbles on the edges the entire movie. It is hard to watch for that reason. But I wanted to own it, and this was the only way I was able to get it in the past. I think that I just got this like a few years ago. This was one of the early Giallo films that I saw in, my career of getting into Giallo films, and I fell in love with it. Not only is it a really fun, well-done Giallo film, but Edwige Fenech is in it, and she's my crush. So this movie means a lot to me, and it means even more to me that Celluloid Dreams actually sent it to me. But you know me, I'm going to be very honest about what I review on this channel, no matter what. Just for example, I get Shutter screeners and have been getting screeners for years. I don't feel any allegiance to say that everything they do is good. When they put out a movie that I don't like, I'm going to tell you I don't like it. So, thankfully, I really like this release, and I'm going to go over why. But yeah, this is going away. This is here to stay. So excited to have this. So anyway, let me first, before I go in depth on this, tell you the pricing, and then show you the other things they gave me as well. So currently on the website, this is at $40. It's like $39 and some cents, but basically $40. That is on sale at the moment. It is a 4K. It does also have a Blu-ray disc. Additionally, they did not have to do this, but they sent it to me. Actually, first I should show you this. This comes with your purchase of the $40 for the movie. I can't show that one. Lobby cards, which I'm not huge into lobby cards, but I could find a way to put them up on walls somewhere, and I do know people who are into these things. I can show you a few. Some have titties, so I can't really show you that. Oh, this is a good one. I like that one. So obviously they're, scenes from the film. Actually, I can show you this one because it's not showing nipples. But yeah, there's no nipples on that one, so I can show you that. But yeah, another good one when she's been stabbed, I believe. Yeah, so anyway, lobby cards, a cool little addition that you will get if you do purchase this, which I do recommend. But I'll talk more about that in a minute. And then they have for sale separately, and it was very nice of them to send me this, for $15, a mouse pad. This is an amazing mouse pad. So my wife saw this. She knows my love for Edwige. And when she saw it, she was like, oh my gosh, are you going to use that for work? Because I work from home 4 out of the 5 days of the week. So currently, I'm using an Army of Darkness mouse pad. I think this is my new mouse pad for work, but it's a little dangerous because it's distracting. Very distracting. Love the artwork, by the way. So thank you once again, Celluloid Dreams, specifically Guido Henkel, who reached out to me, COO of Celluloid Dreams, and does other stuff too. So anyway, let me go over the actual release itself. Obviously, it does also come with a slip cover, which Has two sides. It has the regular, and then it has in Italian, so whatever you prefer. Also, I like the fact that they made it, they put all the labeling the same on the edges, because for a label like Vinegar Syndrome, they have their logo only on one side typically, so it's like it's this side even if it's reversible art. So that's a nice touch with this that I kind of thought of when I saw it. I'm like, oh yeah, you can put it on your shelf however you want and know exactly what it is. So once again, artwork on that is phenomenal. Really love the look of it. And then I like this piece of artwork even more, which is what was on the mouse pad. Obviously, it's obvious why I love this, because of my love for Edwige. There's really, typical stuff on the back. And then on the inside, they have the two pieces of art for the two discs, the Blu-ray and the 4K, which is wonderful. And then they also have an insert. Now, this insert has information on the restoration of this film, which is awesome. I love that. And then just some regular information on the case of the Bloody Iris, which is cool to read that kind of stuff. It talks about like how they did the restoration and where it was done and everything like that, if you're interested in that. But there's also a promo on the other side of the next movie. Well, not the next. They're going to be releasing another Giallo film, which I'm hoping for Eye in the Labyrinth or In the Folds of the Flesh. Those are two films that I really want to see a 4K of, or even Blu-ray of, that I want in my collection. But the next one they're doing after that is another one I need in my collection, Black Belly of the Tarantula. So very excited that they're going to be releasing that one. I don't know if they're going to send that to me or I'm going to end up purchasing it at some point or whatever, but we'll see. If they send it to me, I'll definitely do a review of it. But Black Belly of the Tarantula, another one I love, another one I watched very early in my Giallo watching phase, and really enjoyed. So anyway, the film itself is a joy. And the big question is going to be, how does it look? Well, definitely in comparison to the Blue Underground DVD, it looks ridiculously better. It's very crisp, especially considering how old this film is. This film is from 1972. And considering that no one was really paying attention to this film, giving it much love, that it had just gotten this like random Blu-ray release, who knows how long ago. I don't think it even says on it when the release was, but 2012, a 2012 DVD release. Like, come on. So a lot of love and care went into this, and it really does look outstanding, especially when you look at what was the only thing out there that you could own versus what you can now own. I know it seems like I'm trying to like oversell this, but I'm excited. I really like it, and I'm very appreciative, but it looks outstanding. So if you are a person who loves Giallo films, especially if you've never seen this, you just buy it, to be honest, because it's totally worth having in your collection. I swear to you, if you're a Giallo fan, you will like this film. It has Edwige Fenech. It has George Hilton in it. George Hilton's awesome. Those two paired together are like the Giallo couple. Just film couple in general, at least for me. But yeah, it looks unbelievable. Everything looks great. They did a great job cleaning it up. It looks very, very crisp for being as old of a film as it is. So kudos to them for doing such a great job. It's a fun film, and I love it. And anyway, I'm not going to gush about the film itself. Go ahead and check out my full-on review that's linked down there. So, special features. They have original Italian opening credits, which doesn't really matter to me, but it's cool to have those things on there. English and Italian theatrical trailers. Those are kind of fun to watch every now and then to just like give you the hype of a movie without watching the whole thing. Flowers of Blood featurette, which is an interview with George Hilton. That was my favorite. Loved that interview with George Hilton. He really talked about his work on the film, about his relationship with Edwige, about how things went on the set. And this is one of the things that it made me think to Vinegar Syndrome. When Vinegar Syndrome has been doing, at least recently, Italian releases, even Giallo releases, when they're doing interviews, the interviews don't seem to be very focused on the film itself. They'll talk about the specific film for like, I don't know, a few minutes, and then the person will like go off on tangents, talk about the rest of their career, other movies they did in their career, which there is value to that. But when I'm buying a specific film, I want to hear about that film specifically. And the interview with George Hilton spent so much time on that. He talked a little bit about his career, but that's also interesting to know. And also, I didn't know he's from Uruguay. That was interesting to know. I just thought he was Italian. I mean, he counts himself kind of as Italian at the moment, but interesting. He's talking about like his love scenes with Edwige and how those were, and if they were awkward or not. I'm not going to spoil that, but really great feature interview with him. That I've seen another interview with George Hilton before, but this was the best one by far. The people who did their interviews was Freakorama, who does an outstanding job. Freakorama is great. I'm glad they've employed them. Stick with them. Then there's Marilyn. Is a featurette with Paola Quattrini. Never seen an interview with Paola Quattrini before. She plays a smaller role in the film, but it was great to kind of hear her perspective, also kind of how she got into acting in the first place, and then how she was picked up for the film, and all that really cool stuff. So that was my least favorite of the interviews, but it was still had value to it, and it was cool. And then Drops of Giallo, which is a featurette with Ernesto Gastaldi and Giuliano Carnemeo. Now, Carnemeo directed this. He's barely in that interview. There's a little bit of him in the beginning, and then it's just like all Ernesto Gastaldi, which is fine with me because Carnemeo seemed like he didn't have a ton to say. Gastaldi had a lot to say, again, just like the George Hilton interview. He talked at length about actually writing that script and that specific film, but it was very interesting to get his take on kind of how he approaches writing, or did approach writing, because he wrote so many scripts, and like so many Giallo scripts specifically. Like, when I was doing all my Giallo reviews, like the name Ernesto Gastaldi just kept coming up and coming up and coming up. So I have such high respect for the man because he's contributed so much to the genre I love. So hearing him talk at length about this particular film and a few other things was wonderful. So again, they did a great job on that. They have an outtake reel, which is really short and is, whatever. They have a photo gallery, which I don't really usually care about photo galleries. And then I usually don't watch commentary tracks, but I thought, Celluloid Dreams went through the work to send this to me, and they were nice enough to send all this to me. I'm going to do the commentary track just to be able to say how it is. And I watched the movie with it, and it was actually wonderful. The person who does it is Guido Henkel, the person who had reached out to me, which I was like, oh, not just the COO, but the person who actually does a lot of research on this and is giving a lot of cool information about the release. So that commentary track was so packed with information. It was about breaking the film down, pointing certain things out that you may not notice when you've already watched the film. And he pointed out things to me that I hadn't really thought of. Also talking about the shooting locations, the significance of those, talking about the chemistry between characters, talking about backstory for the careers of characters and the director and the writer, and just, it is oozing with information, and there are barely any moments of silence. Guido Henkel goes for it, and it's obvious that not only does he have a ridiculous knowledge when it comes to this film, he has a love for it. And he even talks about how much of a love he has for the film itself, which is all, it's always great, because if you're already a fan of the film, to hear from someone else who brings that excitement to it, very engaging. But anyway, I think I've sold this enough. Let's be honest. Again, I can't thank you enough, Celluloid Dreams, for sending it. It's actually been, honestly, a dream of mine to have a label like that contact me and say, hey, can we send you something to review? The reviewing I typically just do is just me taking it upon myself to do it. So it was just a really cool moment, and wild that it just so happened to be a movie that I really wanted anyway. So awesome. Yeah, everyone, if you have this release, or if you just want to talk about Case of the Bloody Iris in general, go ahead and put some comments down there. Let's do it. Again, linked in the description will be the website where you can go to check it out if you do want to purchase it. And also my in-depth review of the film itself, which is not going to be as good as Henkel's commentary track, but pretty solid, I think. Anyway, thank you everyone for checking this out. Do me a favor, hit subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate that. Give me the thumbs up on this video to boost it and, you know, have people see more of this. And also hit the notification bell button, and then you'll know when I'm putting up new videos. But regardless, thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. And until next time, keep it brutal.